Let me set the stage, quite literally, on this groundbreaking augmented audio reality. It's opening night, and Emma Wadsworth, a young rising star on Broadway, is about to make her debut as Juliet in the highly anticipated revival of Romeo and Juliet. Only she's nowhere to be found. Retrace her footsteps with her fellow castmates in and around Times Square in this new ChalkNotes mystery, Wherefore Art Thou Juliet? The show will make its debut as the first self-guided augmented audio experience in the form of a trail starting and ending in Shubert Alley. Here to tell us more is Phil Art, the CEO. He has experience in both theater and tech, having professionally performed and staged 47 different states. And as a product designer, he's guided tech solutions for over 40 companies and nonprofits, including starting 3 tech companies of his own. His current work focuses on the intersection of creative experience and cutting-edge technology. So it's absolutely no wonder that he is the co-founder and creator of ChalkNotes. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Phil, also known as the mad scientist of theater.
Thanks, Robert. Thanks very much. And thanks everyone for sticking around and for the opportunity to share what we're imagining over at ChalkNotes. So you can imagine if you're wandering around the streets of New York City and you can have an interactive experience with a new play, a band, your favorite fashion brand, news or media organization at any time you want. On ChalkNotes, you can live a brand. You do it together with your friends and communities, although you're apart. Well, ChalkNotes bridges the gap between virtual and the real world, and it uses the city as a canvas for storytelling. We believe that we can bring scalable digital experiences to the real world and elevate our thinking of what a creative economy can be without the restrictions of buildings and black boxes, and make content more memorable. So to show this, we launched this month a Broadway play on ChalkNotes called Wherefore Art Thou Juliet in the Theater District in NYC. It's an audio augmented Broadway play that takes showgoers around the Theater District, and that they can start at any time that they want and explore the city while solving this mystery. It features some Broadway actors and locations that, when we interview these actors, the locations that they love to go to. And made these part of the story. So it makes you an instant insider into the kind of world, this theater world that you rarely get to see. So, and we have all these businesses along the way. So we incorporated those into the experience, creating greater emotional connections to the destinations and the products you find. And integrating their opportunities of commerce into the story. And it was really fun to give them the shout outs in this new way. And I'm really excited about how we can are taking this even further by incorporating some real performances within a Broadway studio, and also creating exclusive cocktails in one of the destinations that we're calling the Juliet. And talking about money, it's a new potentially endless revenue stream for the performers, which they didn't imagine possible. So Wherefore Art Thou Juliet? It's a concept that hints at the possibilities of creating immersive stories on ChalkNotes. ChalkNotes is disrupting how you can engage with creative storytelling. Storytelling we might do in a theater or in a book or even a concert. The themes are eternal, and we're reinventing how you can experience them and liberating showgoers and readers and fans from the restraints of a theater page or screen, putting the control in the audience's hands. And you have control over this experience. Here's some pictures from the app itself. It kind of orients you in space, tells you this is a chalk note on the map. This is a stack of chalk notes. You can filter down to the community that you want to explore their experiences that day, and just choose it. And then it's also location aware, so that you can become, if you're out of range, the point is for the experience for you to actually go there and be in the place that these stories are happening, or they're about these locations in the real world. So you go and find these stories and discover them as you're walking. Usually it's locked down, but because for this presentation, we'll start this experience. So I just want to show you some pictures about what this experience would look like at the first location. Your app kind of showcases the chalk notes on the map. You can select it and brings up this presentation of all of this different different data sets, like text, photo, audio being most important. You can also choose the destination that you want to go. So this is Shubert Alley. There's a north and a south exit. If you don't know Shubert Alley, it's between 44th and 45th Street. It goes along the Shubert Alley, and it goes around the Shubert Theater and the Booth Theater, and Juniors is on the other side. So in this situation, you can notice in the picture that it's a sunny day, but with this, you have full control over what this experience can be like. You can just decide, do I do it in the day or the night? Do I do it in the rain with myself, or do I do it with a group of friends? If you're hungry, you hit pause and you can go and have a bite to eat and come on right back. And we try to make the interface as easy as possible in this experience so that it doesn't get in the way of you experiencing the real world that's around you. That the experience is involving the world that you are walking by, and the stories are telling you about the world that you're walking by. And then it takes the moments to make those like little bit of a, inserts itself into the story just a little bit so that it can call your attention and get you to do some activity within the experience. So I said like the story can change, and I'm just going to give you a little bit quick preview of the different destinations. So we have a way that you can make an infinite decision tree. So you can choose your own adventure with your content. This particular one takes you to different locations within the story itself. You can decide to choose which character you want to follow within the experience. And so it creates this entirely new perspective of these characters and how they're involved with this mystery. And once you finish, we give you these kind of custom trinkets so you can remember where you've been. So in my mind, like with this experience, you never have to restrict ticket sales to a live event. This is a live event. You're inviting people to go and engage with the world, but then having this guide through the world. And so these experiences never sell out, but it can expire if you want to build a little bit of FOMO. So we're going to switch gears a little bit, and I'll just talk about ChalkNotes a bit and kind of what we're trying to do with kind of creator economy and things like that. So we're thinking that creator economy is very passive right now, kind of engaging with it from a screen. And ChalkNotes is making these can make content an active experience that's more meaningful and memorable than a lot of like current content that's out there. And it's a lot of content, like as we're kind of seeing, it's kind of a flood of like this kind of, I kind of akin it to fast food and copycats and lots of filler. It's very funny, good to share, but it's not fulfilling. So it reminds me of this book that I just read, Dr. Poncer's book on burn, which is about energy expenditure in humans. And he hypothesizes that Americans are overweight because of the ultra processing of food. We're leaving in all of the unhealthy sugar, salts, and fats, and removing anything that makes us full, like fiber and protein. And it makes me think of many social efforts that are not healthy right now because they're just empty filler. And the future of content needs to engage us in a more meaningful way. And we're seeing this with the news from Facebook/Instagram, making teens depressed. We know that there's a problem. Doom scrolling is a problem. So ChalkNotes is made to make you connect much better through active, fulfilling, and more memorable engagement, which is proven to move towards stronger loyalty. A little bit about ChalkNotes. Technically, it is a mobile app for communities to connect better where they live. It's all these communities. It's one platform for all communities to come together, so that there's all these different kinds of communities creating these almost metaverses of their content on ChalkNotes that you can discover, and the platforms for you to easily discover all these communities. And then when you pick one and join one, you can then filter down the experience so you just look at that community. So there's no need for these communities to create an app. You can just put it out there and engage people with this meaningful content. And then we have a web app that is very easy to use. Anyone can do this. You don't have to be a big producer to do this. ChalkNotes allows anyone to be a creator. We have creator tools that for anyone to tell stories using the real world as a canvas. If you're an inspired kindergarten teacher, you can make a location-based audio experience for a kindergarten class. You can focus the entire app on your community, so and you don't have to, so you can you don't have to build your own app for this teaching moment or exploring and inspiring others through your experience. We start with like these very simple tools so that we can, and there's an intention behind this is to make sure that on the road to adoption, we're able to get people to use these things to create experiences with as little friction as possible. When I was developing software in Southeast Asia, the one big thing that I learned is many people want to walk before they can run. So we start here. We start with very simple tools where you can just drop in the photo, the text, the audio, tag it, say where it is, does it expire or not. But this is just the beginning, and we can expand it into other types of data that we might want to attach to that, like the AR moments. And we keep a weather eye, we look at the horizon and see what's coming over the horizon. But right now we're kind of focused on the tools that you kind of have in your pocket and are very ubiquitous, like your phone and your earbuds. And you can extend these experiences into the real world you can extend your existing experiences into the world that surrounds it. So a Broadway show that hasn't opened yet, you can create an experience that's tied to the show. You can extend the story and your brand into the world. Maybe it leads the audience right to the box office. Maybe it's something that's just a story that expands the world. That expands the world of the brand into like the streets around the theater. And it's not just for the theater. I could imagine looking at like the spatial journalism of the New York Times. We could use this to enhance their own storytelling into the actual locations that they exist and putting it out there. And ChalkNotes is using the real world as a canvas for audio immersive creators. And we're looking for creators to get on there and start creating these communities. And the virtual worlds are popping up. Upland for real estate, I saw, looks really cool. Roblox is avatar gaming, and like Roblox, we're building these creator tools for anyone to create their own metaverse here right on ChalkNotes using the power of place, story, and audio. So AR experiences, I would say that like the ones that I've seen, a lot of them have been informational, which is very cool. But they're more, but we need even more than just these kind of points on a map, especially. So I feel like we're moving from points on a map where we see like this basic information. Now we're moving to AR, which is this open world of where we're like now be able to see this information and almost touch this information. But I see the future of experience, the future of commerce is experiences, and it needs worlds, metaverses, fictions, creativity from a diverse collection of creators and communities. And these experiences will be more memorable than scrolling through it or watching it. You need to live it. And ChalkNotes is the platform that takes us to that new and fun, engaging, and memory-making world. So thanks very much. This is my email if you need to contact me. If you want to learn more about making a community, you can go to chalknotes.com/communities. If you want to learn more about the Juliet Show, go to julietshow.com, follow us on Instagram, and there's a QR code for a ticket if you're interested in checking it out. All right.
Thank you, Mad Scientist Phil. That was great, and I hope everyone follows you up with your information here, and most importantly, break a leg.
Thanks very much.